Good evening, Pisces, and welcome to my channel. This is the Oracle of Zoraya Utranaya, and today I'll be doing a reading for you for the latter half of the year, starting from the summer solstice to the winter solstice. I've already cut your decks and I've shuffled them all 7 times each, utilizing the numerology of the date June the 20th, 2024, which is the date of the summer solstice. So this means we can dive right in. Okay, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. We are starting off with the Tower. And as I saw the Tower, I don't know if you can hear this out of my window, but there is like a siren going on. I don't know if it's an ambulance or police car or fire truck, but there is some sort of collapse happening around you, Pisces. Something in your life is going to be turned upside down. Okay, this is Mars energy. I apologize for the sirens and the robins. I think the robins might be a little bit calming, but here we are. The Tower is an energy that can signify needing to come back down to earth. I think it's a fire truck. The Tower is like the Tower of Babel, where it was built in order to reach God. Okay, they wanted to go up to heaven. And it is like an allegory and a metaphor in the sense that sometimes we are disconnected from reality and we need to come back down to reality, back down to earth. Okay, this can signify extreme changes. This is going to be on the global collective as well. Like I can just tell you right now, the global collective is going to be going through a Tower moment from now, from the summer solstice all the way to the end of the year into 2025 and into 2030 as well. So we're going to have multiple different Tower moments happening. And so what happens on the macro, in the macrocosm, happens in the microcosm, right? As within, so without, as above, so below. So something is not working for you anymore. Something's not resonating for you anymore, Pisces. And you have the choice right now. Okay. On the normal Rider-Waite deck card of the Tower, there are 2 individuals. One is jumping out of the collapsing tower, the tower that is on fire. He has chosen to take his life in his own hands and take a risk and jump out of the burning, collapsing tower. He is stepping into having an internal locus of control. Okay, he is not the product of his external environments. He knows he has a choice in how he can react to things happening in the external environment, be it with people, be it in relationships, be it with your own job, be it in global geopolitical and financial situations. Okay. Then there is another person that is either being pushed out of the tower or he is falling out. He's just falling out. So he is being a product of his environment. He is not taking life into his own hands. His locus of control is coming from the external. He has an external locus of control. Okay, so how are you going to navigate? Now, Tower moments don't necessarily need to be negative or bad, okay? They bring about growth, and when things collapse, when things fall apart, when it is a perfect opportunity for you to build something new, to build something better, and to build something of sound structure, to reorganize, rethink, regroup, and to come up with something better. Okay, that can withstand the test of time. So this is going to look different for everyone because this is a general reading. So try to think about, try to anticipate, try to think like a 5D chess. Can you anticipate any sort of drastic changes coming into your life from now until the winter solstice? And maybe you should start planning ahead, making plan A's, plan B's, plan B's, contingency plans safeguarding yourself with respects to finances, with respects to perhaps diversifying where your income is coming from, maybe, getting hobbies and getting comfortable with being on your own in case something happens with your friend group or your significant other. Because these are times as well when the timelines are changing and they're diverting, and we're having multiple different dimensions and different timelines on top of each other, and not everyone is going to be joining us in the timeline that we are going to be going through, for the ones that we're choosing and the ones that we're being forced through by spirit. Some of us are going through a spiritual elevation. We are elevating in consciousness. We are raising our vibrational frequencies, and not all of the people that perhaps we have a history with are going through the same thing. So that we need to be able to shed things that do not serve us, even if it results in tower moments. Be comfortable being on our own, knowing that those who do resonate with our vibrational frequency down the road we will find our soul tribe, but we might have multiple different soul tribes. But maybe we need even to have some time on our own too. Or maybe our job isn't what we're supposed to be doing. Maybe we don't resonate with it anymore. Maybe you're going to be the cause of the tower moment, or maybe your work is going to be the cause of your tower moment, but it's all happening for you. It's not happening to you. So how are you going to choose to respond? Okay, so you need to have strength going into this end of the latter half of this year. Okay. You got to tap into your inner reserves of strength here. This is Leo. He leads with his heart. He does things that are in alignment with his values and his morals. And perhaps this tower moment is ushering in this collapse because the things that you are surrounding yourself with, the things that you are focusing on, the things that you are spending your energy on, perhaps are not in alignment with your frequency. It is not in alignment with your ascension, and it's not in alignment with your higher purpose, your morals, and your values. Morals and values can change over time. And what resonated for you maybe a year ago, a month ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were a child, as we go through experiences in life, and as the world changes, and as we change with the world, our values change with it. Now you see here, she is taming this lion. Lions are dangerous animals, okay? But you see he is curtailing to her. His tail is kind of wrapped around her. She has her hand in his mouth. And who would put their hand in a lion's mouth? Not really anybody. But this is like a metaphor for taming your inner monster. Maybe during this tower moment, you're going to have to tap into your inner monster. Have you been training your inner monster? Have you been feeding your inner monster? This is another metaphor for doing your shadow work, and your shadow can be signified as your inner monster, okay? Because you have two monsters in you. You have two lions. You have two wolves, okay? You have the light wolf and you have the dark wolf. You have a lion and you have a tiger, okay? And if you are participating in toxic positivity, only feeding the light lion, only being love and light and rainbows and unicorns and stuff like that, repressing your inner shadow, repressing your dark side. You're not feeding the dark wolf. You're not feeding the tiger. Your tiger or your dark wolf is going to starve. And a starving animal can be extremely dangerous and unpredictable and resentful, and it can come up in inappropriate places. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So like I was kind of getting at, sorry, my arm is hurting when I'm holding this up. When I was trying to say, remember when I was talking about needing to maybe be comfortable with yourself? during this tower moment, because people and things and circumstances might be different and changing, and you might be shedding things and people and habits and stuff that no longer serve you. This is a time, it's kind of getting like hermit vibes here, okay? Like where you have to go within and you have to face your inner monster. You have to face your inner shadow in order for you to understand the different aspects of your personality. Because negative, like quote unquote negative emotions are not bad, or they're not negative. They're there to serve a purpose, okay? And without these negative emotions, and we lived in this 3D realm that we live in right now, without our negative, quote unquote, negative emotions, in this happy-go-lucky, naive, and ignorant way of going about the world, we would die. Okay, we would die. We would get hit by a car. We would get robbed. We would walk down a dangerous alley. We would jump off a cliff. We would burn ourselves, because we're not learning lessons. Pain, being hurt, grief, sadness, hatred, jealousy. These are all human emotions that serve a purpose. And you might even, depending on how this is going to look for some people, because this is a general reading, you might need to tap into your dangerous part. You might need to establish those firm boundaries with people, and come across certain characteristics of your personality that perhaps you didn't even know exist. So you need to start taming, you need to start training these things now, because the world is going to go through a bunch of shit, okay? And you have a choice on how you're going to react to it. Are you going to be a victim, or are you going to take the life as by the horns and build something new for yourself, right? You're going to have to tap into this inner strength of yours. Very interesting. And the moon. So we have the moon now. And the moon can be things that are hidden from us, mysteries and whatnot. And so perhaps there are going to be a lot of truths that are going to be told. I'm talking on the global scale, maybe even on a personal level. Maybe you're going to find out some things about some people in your life, some truths that perhaps maybe you are just starting your awakening into what reality is, right? Maybe some of you have been living, and I'm not blaming you. We're all on our different journey here, right? Some of us started awakening a lot earlier, but as these truths of the world and how it's run and who's running it and how corrupt everything is, and our history is a lie and everything like that, you are going, that might be what's bringing you back down to earth. You're going to see reality in a different way. And some of this stuff has been hidden from us from a very long time. The moon is shining a light on these things. Things that are hidden are going to slowly start being exposed, and you need to be strong during this time period, okay? Because as things collapse, it's the perfect opportunity for you to rebuild. And I'm not trying to fear monger or anything like that, okay? Because I'm talking about this on a global level, but also as a personal level. During this tower moments of your latter half of the year as well, you might be needing to tap into your inner strength, because you're going through a dark night of the soul. Okay, like the moon comes out when it's dark night of the soul. Okay, which means like for some of you, I feel like you're going through a spiritual awakening right now, and these things are not comfortable, because you start seeing you don't resonate with people that you've resonated for your whole life. You don't fit in. What you've enjoyed before, you don't enjoy anymore. You're questioning everything in life. Okay, so for those who are just starting on their journey, I laud you. You can go through this. It is not comfortable, but it is all worth it in the end, okay? And you might be having a lot of vivid dreams right now. Keep a dream journal beside your bed to notice any recurring themes that you might be experiencing. any patterns and look up the symbolism and what they mean for you. Your intuition, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your clairaudience might be extremely heightened right now or during this latter half of the year as well. And that, you know, you might be having to tap into your internal strength when you go through this, or it might be making you stronger because of this, because you're just going with the flow. You're asked to go with the flow. Don't try to control everything. Don't try to fight it. Okay, you can't fight the Tower. Okay, and you know, on a normal Rider-Waite deck, there is like a crustacean, like a lobster, and there's a path, and there's these two ominous towers here, and then there's mountains in the background, and the two towers on the path indicate obstacles that you will face. All right. Sorry, I have something in my eye. And these obstacles are meant to look scary and ominous because, you know, they want you to turn around. They want you to not continue developing, not continue to pushing through, to break through to the other side and become stronger because of the challenges. You cannot turn back. Do not turn around, do not pass go, or do not collect $200, okay? You need to keep going. It doesn't matter how loud this collapses, doesn't matter how much mess this tower makes, you got to keep going, okay? Because it's going to be worth it in the end. Okay, that was long. I still got some more cards to get to. Yeah. So with the Tower, this is a very spiritual reading for you, Pisces. I know you guys are very spiritual enough as it is. Okay, but maybe some of you are starting to tap into this. And those of you who are already quite spiritual and psychic, it's going to get even stronger. Okay. Lots of solar energy coming in right now. We are changing from a DNA level into light beings, and this is not everybody either. So some of you may be even experiencing physical symptoms, aching bodies, headaches, migraines, skin issues, fatigue, extreme being awake at night, you can't sleep. Yeah, the list goes on. So anyways, with the Tower, you have the Ten of Swords. And Ten of Swords is something in your life is dead, done, and over. Then I think it's your old life here. Your old life is dead, done, and over with. There's no, it's like this guy's stabbed in the back 10 times. There's no surviving this, okay? But this is good. This is like, the swords are, sorry, the glare. The swords are mental ideologies, ways of thinking, thought processes, ideas. These are your old ways of thinking, the old ways of seeing the world, your old truths, your old values, your old morals. Okay, these are all collapsing. Do you see this? This is quite strong message here. I can't even hide it. The 10 is the end of a cycle. Okay, and this is all collapsing. That you might be holding on to the past or for dear life. You gotta just let it go. Okay. There's no point to hold on to it, because the more longer you hold on to it, the harder this is going to be for you. Okay. Yeah, so with the Strength card, which is very fitting, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's the most resourceful queen out of them all. She can pivot on a dime and utilize one skill set she has and use it for something else that she's never used it before. So it's not really even relevant to the skill set, but she's able to tap into all of her different skills, all of her different talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and maximize what she utilizes it for, and can capitalize on her skills because she can pivot so quick. She can pivot on a dime. Is that a saying? So you're tapping into your inner strength, inner reserves of strength during this Tower time. But because you're like going within as well, and you're facing your shadow side, and you're facing your inner monster, you're feeding both the light and the dark wolf, you're able to get through this quickly. And I'm talking about like if this is a job loss, or you realize you don't want to stay at a job, if it is you don't like certain hobbies anymore, certain habits, certain friend groups, relationships, or this is the world situations making you pivot. You pivot, and you're very come out in the end quite strong. Okay. Then with the moon, we have the Hangman. So Hangman is a card that illustrates the god Odin. I know on this card it kind of looks different, but Odin hung himself on the world tree Yggdrasil. Odin is a god, the main god in the Norse pantheon. He hung himself on the world tree Yggdrasil in order to sacrifice himself to himself, so he can gain knowledge from the knowledge of the universe. Okay, he actually sacrificed his eye so he could, into Mimir, one of the oldest giants, in the well of Mimir, in order to gain the runes. So the runes are a tool like the tarot that can be used in divination. They're like an alphabet. They're used in Norse magic called Seidr, and they can write with them as well. So they never existed before this time. So he sacrificed himself to himself. So knowing this, you don't hold on to what is collapsing around you. And obviously it's going to look different for everyone, because the process that you're going through, if you go with it, go with the flow and do the work, do your shadow work, tap into your inner strength, face your inner monster, and not turning around and not shying away from the truth, and then exposing yourself and allowing yourself to see what the moon is illuminating with respects to what is being hidden from us. And take this as like an initiatory, you're being initiated into something spiritual here. Okay, so this is some sort of initiation process. So do your work, do the work. That's what I said, you're going to end up better. It's going to be worth it in the end, because you're sacrificing yourself to yourself. Very deep reading. Okay, we're going to end off here with a Star Code Astro Oracle card, and we have Dignified, Strength again. Okay. A planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. For example, Mars is the most Mars-like when it is in Scorpio or Aries, the two signs it rules, or in Capricorn, which is a strong sign of leadership. A dignified planet is like a soccer player who happens to be out in front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Your voice matters. Trust that you are what's needed here at this moment. You are in your element and at the right place at the right time, so you have an advantage, but it's up to you to make a choice and run with the ball, okay? Dodge the obstacles and look for the opportunities just beginning to emerge. Have faith in yourself. You have what it takes, even if you don't know it yet. It is up to you to tap into your potential and find the resources within your internal reserves of strength. Play to your strengths. Use your contacts. Sing that song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. This is a process. The situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead, do your work, and bring your team along with you. That was cool. If this reading resonated for you, my dear Pisces, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That is something that you'd like to do. You can also hit that bell notification to let you know when I release new videos. And if you want a more holistic approach as to what is going on with the end of your year, the latter half of your year, not only check out your sun sign, but also your moon, your rising, and your Venus. I am truly grateful for all of the energy you brought me here today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful latter half of the year. Bye.